Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing on the November 13th readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Begin with a little time for myself. I'll take a moment to look over the reading. The question of the day is, in what ways do I take responsibility for maintaining my boundaries today? The passage is about an experience that this person had about someone saying very embarrassing things in front of her about her to other people. And what she realized, actually, it doesn't say that this was written by a woman. This could have been written by a man. Okay, in any case, what this person realized is that they cannot control what other people think, say, or do. We can't do that for anybody. Nobody. Strangers, people closest to us, nobody. And also, we don't have to accept unacceptable behavior. We can remove ourselves from an unhealthy situation. And that's how we set boundaries. We determine what is unacceptable behavior for us, in our opinion, and then we set our boundaries based on that. So, in what ways do I take responsibility for maintaining my boundaries today? I think the way I do that is by paying attention to what's going on around me, thinking about, or not really thinking about, but being aware of my feelings in certain situations and reminding myself that I don't have to accept unacceptable behavior. I'm extremely fortunate that at this point in my life, there is very little unacceptable behavior going on. I did have an experience today while I was getting gas for my car where a stranger was just acting in a way that made me feel not unsafe, but like I had to be a little on guard because the person was acting kind of erratically. And what I did was I ignored the person, went about my business, and left as soon as my business was done there. Of course, I wasn't really ignoring the person. I was making sure that I was safe, but at the same time, I wasn't giving them any attention, if that makes sense. So those are the kind of things that are impacting me today. I'm not in a situation with where I live or with my loved ones where I feel like I have to actively set boundaries. I feel like I am setting mini boundaries all the time, but not like it used to be. And my boundaries are flexible. They're not walls, they're boundaries. So they change depending on the situation. Yeah, and all the specifics regarding the situation. So, how about you? In what ways do you take responsibility for maintaining your boundaries today? And the other thing I do is I go to meetings, I talk to Al-Anon people, I read my conference approved literature. All those things help me to feel confident and worthy of setting boundaries that feel good to me. I really had no idea what boundaries were before I came to Al-Anon. Just kind of funny. Funny now that I do know what they are and that I incorporate them into my life and that my life is so serene. Okay, moving on. I'm going to read this passage. This is about the Al-Anon slogan, first things first. Using this to get our priorities straight and maintaining our serenity is my first priority for sure. Our connection to our higher power. And it says something interesting that things that are urgent are rarely important, and things that are important are rarely urgent. That's funny. I don't think that's always true because I can already think of an exception, but generally, maybe when we don't get bogged down with the small things or what may seem big but is really small, and then we lose our focus on the small things that are really big. Putting first things first is setting time for what's really important. The quote is from Henry David Thoreau, and it talks about walking through nature and not being sidetracked by every little thing that we might find in the trail as we walk through nature. I think this is a good reminder. And I think it's definitely true that maintaining my serenity is definitely my top priority. And that impacts everything else because I'm not going to agree to do something that is going to make me feel bad. I'm either going to not do it or I'm going to modify the thing so that I can do it and feel good about it. That's just a little tiny, I don't know what that is. All right, so we'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.